Folks, welcome back. Rudy, Alpha Investments. How's everybody doing today? Today we're going back to War of Sparkies. God, you guys remember it was like yesterday when we had that trailer that hit YouTube and like went viral and everybody was like watching like the crazy music and stuff and like Lilian and everybody was like this. That was how I reacted, at least. I don't know how you guys reacted, but that was me. So I'm here just to make an update video. Had some emails and screenshots. People saying, Rudy, can you believe there are sold listings of War of the Spark on eBay? Sparky for $150. Not even including taxes if that individual is in that location. $150 plus or minus taxes. Holy smokes. Now, again, you can go on the open market. There are still boxes that are some cheaper. Like, you're starting to see a lot of this. Like, it spikes up. People start buying $150. A few more people list the boxes at $140, $130, back to $140. You're seeing this. So, by the time the video goes live, I don't know if the boxes are going to $160 or they're going to retrace back to like $120, $130, $140. Who knows by the time you watch this. But, more importantly, it appears War of the Spark is on the path to be the fastest appreciating newer era booster box post. Actually, no, I guess that was the last set before the Flash era. I was going to say post-Flash era, but no, I guess that was the last one. So War of the Spark officially, was it 6 months ago? I'm going to have some people throw some comments and slap my taco. What was it, 6 months, 4 months, 8 months ago? Time flies. Well, I remember in the middle of 2020, that was the, I remember when that cut off. It hasn't even been a year that it's been fully out of print. I don't even think it's been a year. And we were, I mean, those things were averaging, what, 89 on eBay? That was when I was selling them to 80 for patrons. And then, I think like 95 on TCG Player. Most stores were $99. I mean, that's an incredible rate of appreciation. I mean, the single cards in the box, we can acknowledge that, have gone up a little bit. Like, if you go to like some sort of Dawn Glare or Visualizer, any websites, I mean, you can see the cards within the set. I mean, just in the last 30, 45 days, you can see they're moving up like one little tick. Like, the expected value using like TCG Market was like 68, then 70, then 72, then 74. As of the filming this, it was like $76 for War of the Spark using TCG Market. I mean, it's actually a pretty healthy, calm, slow move up, which is very unusual in Magic. As with all investments, and whether it's the real world and you're chasing the rocket emojis and all kinds of diamond hands, or in the Magic world, usually it's a very knee-jerk, big old green bar up, green bar candlestick. Usually it's very hard moves, but this is seeing it's like a slow, steady increase, even of the secondary market singles. It's very, very strange. That's not very common for a Magic product. Usually a card gets bought out, something happens, there's a spike, some sort of new deck tech thing, was anybody playing the game? We can't play anymore. Playing with other people's illegal. Can't be near people. How do we touch people? It's one of those things, so it's kind of fascinating. Okay, so let's get into the future projections of my opinion of the situation. It's moving really quick. I have a hard time believing in another 6 months it's going to go to 200. Another 6 months it's going to go to 250. I don't think it's going to go that quick. I really do think in the short term the easy money's been made on War of the Spark. I think that 120 to 160, it's going to bounce around there. And I think it's going to kind of stay a lot of short-term market noise as people start to lock in profits. The Timmies go to the basement. They flip the bookcase around, move all the pornography, and all of a sudden they grab their War of the Spark behind the bedroom. And, they're going to lock in some profits, especially the ones that paid like $85 a box, They're going to start locking in when a lot of people wait for the double up. When you have the double up, when you start getting towards that 100% rate of return, people start slapping them on Craigslist. People start locking in profits, reducing positions. That's a very normal behavior in any form of investment. So I think, you're going to start running into resistance right now. I don't know if War of the Spark's going to be able to have a short-term leg up past the 150 because you have to remember almost everybody who bought into it has cost bases usually between about 80 to 120 range, or actually probably 80 to 100. And if you bought in the last 30 days, your cost base is probably 110, 120, So now that we're already in the 150 that are actually sold listings, assuming by the time you watch this it holds, everyone who has the products made money because they're sold listings for the highest it's ever been. So you're going to see more supply hit the market. And when you're watching this video, if you pause it and go to eBay, I expect maybe it's going to retrace about 10%, which would be like 130s. Because people are going to you're going to see a surprise supply of coming out of the basements. Again, and this happens to a lot of people. They see a spike on a card, and it goes from 100 to 150, and then they see it start to go back to 140, 135, and they panic. They try to sell it real quick, undercut everybody, and you create a race it starts creating that retrace. And the emotions tend to drive those type of behaviors. And usually short term, you usually regret those kind of decisions, honestly. And all, whether it's a reserve list single card, a graded card, a sealed box, a vintage sealed box, a comic book, a coin, paper currency, you know, Pokemons, Yu-Gi-Ohs. I don't want to say flesh and blood because then all the thumbs down will hit me in the face. But you get the idea. No matter which category of assets you're discussing, you know, there's a lot of psychology, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of everybody trying to outsmart the other. And, you know, the funny thing about all this stuff, you really don't have to put that much effort into it. You don't need to be Rudy analyzing up till 2, 3 in the morning and every night analyzing, tracking. You really don't need to do that. You really just need to do the old school, you know, Billy Mays and, you know, slap OxyClean and everything, or what is it? I don't know. What's the super tape? Flex Seal? Just slap it on things. You don't really have to do much. Just throw it in the closet and wait. If you don't need the money, let it sit. It's like wine. Just leave the wine in the wine cellar. Just let it age. As long as it's protected, taken care of, not in direct sunlight, your basement's not flooding, or, you know, it's not super humid or any humidity or damage to it, just keep it in a cool, non-humid, you know, dark environment without a ton of direct sunlight for fading and, you know, UV rays and water, and just let it be. Because the longer you wait, the more you're going to win. You can ask your mom or dad if you're winning. You're going to keep winning. You just got to wait. Don't be a Timmy and say, whoa, I bought an award from Rudy at 84. I bought at Patron at 80. Even with my Patron fee, I paid 82. Oh my goodness. It's at 150. Rudy, I'm going to dump all mine at 140. I'm going to double up and run. Even if you net 120. Whoa. Oh man, we're like 50% return in 6 months. Well, okay, yeah, the numbers are numbers, but remember, just it's short term. People did the same thing with Kaldheim. People did the same thing with Pokemon Evolutions. They did the same thing with the Flesh and Blood boxes. They did the same thing with all the vintage-based Pokemon sets. They did the same thing when people were buying and selling original Innistrad or Shards boxes or Ice Age or 4th edition or even the new stuff, even the collector. But, you know, people, you got to be careful not to fall into the scenario where you lock in profits because you want to make a 10, 20% return. That's dangerous, even 50%, because you're missing the long game, folks. You know, that's what happened. I'm going to bring it up again. That's what happened in 2020. That's the reason we're seeing the most insane reserve list vintage market ever, because the big guys effed it up. We talked about that. If all the stores didn't dump inventory and panic and do all that emotional reactions, I'm telling you, the prices of vintage cards and vintage boxes would not be where they are today. They accelerated it. They're the ones that fueled the empire, and the fuel, and they just dumped gasoline and everything fueled straight up because they made emotional decisions, folks. Because yes, in the short term, you can flip and make money. You can be a consignment guy. Hey, Rudy, I'm going to buy that taco for $100. Bill, you want this taco? I got it for you. I got a guy. I got a connection. I'll sell it to you for $200, and I'll make a 10% cut being the middleman. You can do that. You can move things back and forth and just be that consignment middleman guy, and you will make money. There's nothing wrong with that business model. You will extract money as the product changes hands. It's kind of like an eBay. It's an exchange. It's a middleman. But the real wealth isn't made from those type of people. It's not made from the people who are now looking at War of the Spark going, boom, 140, 150, I'm out. I mean, yeah, you're going to make money. Congratulations. You have cash in your bank. Cash is trash, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do with cash? Cash is literally, now if you're using it to pay bills and food and important living expenses and vehicles, insurance and phones and internet and all that adult stuff that sucks, cash is important. But once you get that ground floor, cornerstone, you know, once you get the foundation made, excessive cash above that, you're going to learn, as is from some of my younger viewers out there who are in college, 18 to 25 range, you know, everybody's trying to fight for cash. But there's a point where you will get your foundation ready. And you don't want 10,000, 50, 100, 200, 300,000 in the bank getting 0%. Cash is trash. That is why money is like this. It's looking everywhere to park itself. Hey, let's get Marvel cards, right? They're skyrocketing. Let's get Pokemons. Rudy says it's flesh and blood. He's shilling every day. We got to get it. Oh, wait a minute. Sealed boxes. Dude, you see alliances? 3,000, 4,000. No. The dark, 10,000. No. You see, people are going to be like this. The real wealth is made from people who park things in all asset classes, from equities to debts to commodities to collectibles to cryptos to all kinds of graded anything, and wait. It's a boring, long game of patience. It's not sexy. It's not fun. And it can be fun. It's not exciting. Most of this kind of industry, it's boring. It's set it and forget it. That's why, you know, you literally, that's all there is to it. It's just not exciting when you talk that way.